A puppet and its strings, abandoned and reborn by trading places with you. The world of a degrading mind, stuck in an endless loop, so it can shut away the reality in which you live. If both of these statements are true, then who are you? iCode is a game I first found to show off at my small streamer award show and indie game showcase, the Friendo Endo. The game was incredibly reminiscent of the Nier series from a visual standpoint and really caught my attention right away. What makes this work all the more impressive is that everything that you're seeing here was all done by one person, Ace. Recently, I received an email giving me access to the content creators build of their demo, called A Satire of Any Slave. This email came with a lot of details, suggestions, resources, and context. It wasn't so much a combat display or mechanical showcase, but, as the email described, more akin to an experience. A narratively driven linear snippet to give you a feel for what the baseline of iCode is. After I streamed the demo, I was only more impressed, and I'm truly saddened that this upcoming indie title isn't talked about more. So here I am to share it with you. Hi, I'm Prez of the Castle. Today we're going to be going over iCode's demo, A Satire of Any Slave, its inspirations, its strengths, developer, messaging, and why you should keep it on your radar. Sometimes you finish a game that's so good that you feel kind of empty afterwards, waiting for more. The next thing to give you that satisfaction and engagement again. iCode is that game. It takes clear inspirations in design, art, and feel from a lot of amazing RPGs, such as Nier, Last Remnant, Kingdom Hearts, Persona, and others. It's in these inspirations that some of the design philosophies can be found. To quote the developer Ace, with iCode I never tried to be original or unique. I consider the story itself to be something unique, but everything else from the visuals to the sound is a love letter to the games I love. iCode is what it is, a story I've been writing for 8 years, covered with my love for the video games I love. And to me, that's part of what makes this game so beautiful and incredible. It's the work of someone who truly loves and appreciates the genre and the works that molded them. They take that as a foundation and don't shy away from anything to tell their own story. A mix of what we already know and admire to tell a brand new story, to create a new experience filled with devotion and care. As Ace says, this is a love letter to the directors and the people who saved my shitty childhood, the reason I'm still alive today. This is my gratitude. A lot of us turn to games for plenty of reasons, and for some of us it was an escape, or we enjoy stories and journeys that ended up impacting us for longer parts of our lives. That's where iCode's philosophy shines. It's pure and relatable. The game excels in its level of detail, its visuals. It captivates you with this mess with your head style of existential storytelling. The music has such a large degree of dynamism to it. When I say level of detail, I mean there was a fully detailed and articulated guitar playing simulator by a bench in the game, including different fingers to control for plucking strings, chord progressions, and more. I was absolutely terrible at this, but it was still super surprising to see and really fun to mess around with, and I can tell that musicians would get a real kick out of it. The music was something else entirely. It was already beautiful, but you get to a point where you realize that the boss fight included in this demo has their combat experience linked to the song that plays. By this I mean their heavy wave attacks synced up with the heavy beats of the song. Their attack patterns change not depending on the damage you dealt, but on where the song was at in its progression. The first time you play it and hear the music, you think this is amazing, but then once that realization really connects, it becomes this is amazing. It extends beyond just a boss fight too, with the creator envisioning most scenes being synced up as though it's a series of music videos. The game's music isn't just an accompaniment to the game, but a performance. The narrative performance blurs the lines of reality, game, and purpose through some rather meta concepts. The website describes the demo's location and the rapid onset of features and insights as a way to convey the degradation of a mind. The escape from reality is brought on by a guilty conscience that can't really process the reality of their situation.
This is not a work of fiction. The characters and events depicted in this video game are entirely real. Any resemblance to real, living, or deceased individuals, or to actual events, is not mere coincidence. From this moment on, you will undergo the degradation of a mind, memories struggling against each other, trying to form a message, trying to remember a reason for existing in Reality, the state or quality of having existence. However, what defines existence? What makes something exist? What is your reason for existing?
This is how AiKode sets the tone for the content creator demo, a satire of any slave. Its clear existential messaging precedes a section discussing how the creator was originally obsessed with the idea of recreating Shibuya virtually. Side note, another genuinely thoughtful Easter egg in this game's demo is that in Shibuya Crossing, rather than random corporate advertisements being plastered about, it uses real life ad spaces recreated virtually in the game to show off different indie game creations from other creators. This is such a lovely nod to some truly fantastic creators and projects like Sword of Symphony. I'm keeping my eye on you, by the way. Back to iCode. The demo features a rapid series of locations that present themselves one after another after you take a few steps into Shibuya. The locales range from a fantasy storybook like town that reminds me a bit of Kingdom Hearts' Traverse Town, but set in the Gravity Rush universe, to a white void-esque city of mirrors that feels reminiscent of Nier Automata's copied city or Kingdom Hearts 3's Galad Kalam. The demo even explores the concept of inaction, where if you choose to sit at a bench and let time pass by twice, you're shown a series of cutscenes of how the world moves on without you. And your inaction here leads to the entire town being lit ablaze, with corpses strewn about due to the puppet and what appears to be an iron dragon? Again, that's an entirely missable secret in the demo, to tease the future of the game. I could honestly go on and on about all the details and secrets in this 30-minute demo, but let's talk about where it is right now and where it's going. Right now, the demo's weakest point is the combat, but again, this is an experience by design and not a combat demonstration. It's clear that the developer plans to expand combat capabilities with combos and other progressive features well established in the stylish action genre. This is something easily forgivable at the current stage, especially since there's only really two combat encounters, including the boss. It also has a few technical issues, like NPCs lacking facial expressions, but in the email provided, the dev confirmed that it's a bug that's since been resolved in the actual build. One thing that's important to note about where iCode currently stands is that what I played was basically a beta version of a demo, where the game was fit into a vertical slice and purposefully had its features and design limited to show as much variance as possible in the shortest amount of time. TLDR, the demo is a simplified version and the full game will be a lot more. The experience was purposefully linear, but the main game will be open world, with multiple endings derived from finding information in varying timelines and branching paths to progress forward, like Steins Gate or Virtue's Last Reward. Traversal was also shown to be varied from the ground with walking and running, to underwater with a jetpack, and even the sky with futuristic wings reminiscent of the only selling point that Anthem ever had, except done well. The combat was simplified, but the full game will have a proper progression system and variants. The creator even mentioning they want to include some Yakuza inspired systems. And I don't know about you guys, but Yakuza 0 is still one of my favorite games I've ever streamed. iCode's narrative ideas, though confusing at first, are genuinely captivating and have me excited for the full story with its psychological themes. The characters are wonderfully designed and draw inspiration from a variety of famed JRPGs. The full game may also include deeper interactions since the developer mentioned wanting systems inspired by Persona, which leads people to speculate about more involved relationships or character development. The environments are a joy to watch and just live in, to experience what feels like a realized living world. They even plan to have a house customization system and decoration options in a cyberpunk futuristic city for all of you Animal Crossing fans out there. The music is beautiful, varied, and interwoven through crucial parts of the experience as a whole. If you want to hear the music yourself, the entire soundtrack from the demo is on Spotify, and is actually linked down below in the description. Is iCode for you? If you enjoy action RPGs like Nier, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy's action entries like 15 and 16, yes. If you enjoy captivating time-based anime like Steins Gate and ReZero, yes. If you are a fan of storytelling revolving around existentialism and inspired by psychological studies and themes, yes. iCode is a game that should be on every RPG lover's list, and I hope now that you've heard me gush about it a little bit, you'll consider wishlisting on Steam with the link in the description below. The full demo drops later this year in 2024, with the full game planned for a multi platform release in the future, including Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox. That was iCode by Ace. I've shared some of my thoughts and linked some game related info below, but I'd love to hear what you have to say or what you think too, especially if you made it this far. If you're interested in more videos like this one, consider subscribing or following for more. Much love and happiness to you all.